What is up, my YouTube people? How's everybody doing? I just want to make this video right here with as you guys already know from my previous video that I just made, I always like to say right up front, guys, that I am not a professional. I'm literally just a buyer. So what you're gonna see is pretty much the TV in its full essence. It's not calibrated because most of us are not going to calibrate it. Um, it's not going to be, um, tampered with, at least right now when it comes with the settings. I know I will change the settings eventually. Um, but this is really the beginning stages of what I want to show you guys and what I personally see with these TVs. Because I'm really excited. I love them both. And I'll explain to you kind of like what I see and what my experience is so far. Just to let you guys know, um, both these TVs, I have the 83-inch G2 on the left. That's last year's OLED TV as the Gallery series, and the 83-inch. You can kind of tell by the size that it's the 83-inch. And then on the right over here, I have the brand new LG G3 77-inch with the MLA technology. And I can kind of just tell you guys, like right off the bat, what I see is the brightness. I don't think you're gonna be able to notice it as much as I do in person, but I'm here to just kind of show you some demos strictly right now. Eventually, I'll make another video with gaming and what I see with gaming, but I really just kind of want to show you guys what it looks like in standard mode. I'll maybe change some other modes in this video just to kind of show you guys the differences in some of them. But I just want to do a side by side with these two TVs and just to share a little bit about what I see and what I like and what I don't like and vice versa, things like that. But I will tell you this right off the bat, I'm pretty sure you guys heard this already by a million reviewers. The brightness is definitely pronounced on the LG G3. It's like they really did step it up with that MLA technology. And for those of you who don't really know exactly what that MLA technology is, which I'm pretty sure most of you do by now, it just stands for micro lens array technology. And basically, what that is millions of tiny little, excuse me, micro lenses that are covering each individual pixel within the panel to really just bring out that brightness. So LG says prior to the MLA technology, what their issue was is that when it came to creating and making these panels, they would lose a lot of light that would just emit or disperse, basically, and just wasted light that would indirectly or um, just wouldn't really be pronounced in people's direct line of sight. It would just get lost in the abyss, most likely dissipated into heat, is what I personally think. But anyways, so now with this new MLA technology, what it does is it redirects that light more outward, so without actually sacrificing more energy consumption too. It's kind of very similar to what the quantum dot technology does too, by the way. The quantum dot technology also does the same thing, besides the fact that the quantum dot technology does not use that white sub pixel. So like the LG OLEDs do. So there is a little bit of a difference there too with the white subpixels of the LG. But anyways, so let me just tell you guys what I really see with this MLA technology. Just right off the bat, I definitely see more brightness and more color vibrancy. Um, that's the nice part. Now, do I think it's at the QD OLED level as far as the color brightness and vibrancy goes? No, absolutely not. And I don't think LG will be able to get there unless they get rid of that white subpixel, to be honest with you. Um, but I think they need that to kind of do all the heavy lifting for all the other colors, that they put in or use with their technology. So, um, but what I like about the MLA technology is because of the white subpixel that works in conjunction with the MLA technology. I really do like how it brings out the whites in colors. Um, I know a lot of people will probably say, looking at this demo right here, right now, this picture, um, they're probably gonna say that there is more detail in the G2, which is on the left. Um, Now, here's my thing about that. What I'm noticing right now is even though it may look like there's more detail, like let's say like in that red right above the wine glass, um, it looks like there is more detail, more shadow detail actually. What you're missing out is it does not look as 3D, like it pops out as much as the G3 does. And just keep in mind, guys, these are still at their default settings in standard mode right out the box. I did nothing to the colors, nothing to any tone mapping, nothing. I literally am keeping it as it is right out the box for both of them. I reset the default settings on my G2, and the G3 I didn't do anything with it because I didn't need to, because I wanted to show you guys what I see right out the box in person. So you can kind of tell that it's brighter on the right than it is on the left. And a lot of people will probably say because it's brighter, it looks a little bit more washed out. Um, and you know what? I understand where you guys are coming from on that, but at the same time, in person, it doesn't look as bad as it does on camera. So I'm gonna just hit play here, and just to show you guys a little bit more demos. It'll cut to the next scene. So right here, right in this picture, I just want to wait till it gets to the top. All right. So I'm gonna stop it right here actually. All right, so this is the part that I'm talking about. You see this scene right here? All right, now you can clearly tell in this, even over camera, you can tell that there is more color volume and more vibrancy on the right than it is on the left. So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys, is that MLA technology, even basic standard mode, default settings, there is more color. So that's what I'm trying to get to. So now it's weird. It's like tit for tat. So like if you look, I'm actually going to bring the camera closer. So now, sorry, I don't mean to be shaky here, but look at like the like this area here, like that whole area and down. All right, I'm gonna push it back. Like you see how like it's just more pronounced, like that kind of like yellowish into white fade of the picture. And then obviously, you know, the fruit itself just full of rich color, right? And then when you go to the left, like I'm just even just a little bit, you see how like it's not as yellow, and it's kind of, so that's what I'm trying to tell you, is even though the picture is brighter on the right, it's not actually as washed out as it is on the left in certain situations. And this is a perfect explanation of that right there. So that's what I'm trying to show. The color saturation and is a lot better, or the color vibrancy is a lot better on the MLA technology. It's definitely a huge improvement. And then you can tell like the green around the fruit, like you can tell that it is, you know, definitely definitely more green on the MLA technology. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to straighten out my camera here. But yeah, so that's what I'm trying to get at from a personal perspective. Just so I just really wanted to point that out. So now let's move on to the next picture. And then I'll do another demo too, but here we go. This is like the perfect one right here. All right, again, MLA technology, bringing out those greens. Like now look, on the left, it gives you a more flat green, right? And then when you look on the right, I mean, look how vibrant that green is. It's almost QD OLED level right there. Some people actually, without comparing it to a QD OLED side by side, will actually probably think this is a QD OLED. There's no way. But look at that. So again, I'm trying to show you guys, there's the MLA technology will bring that color out to a different state. So this is why I was trying to say on my last video that it's totally worth the upgrade, even from a G2 to a G3, as far as the color goes. Now, when it comes to the size of the TV, that's something different because if you're gaming or if you're watching a movie or something like that, I understand everybody wants the bigger screen with the more immersion, and I get it. So there's going to be a lot of people who will still pick last year's 83 inch or even this year's 83 inch over the MLA technology. Me personally, like I said before, I'm a big color guy. I'm a big color vibrancy guys. I like that pop. I like the bleeding edge technology. So that's why I went with the MLA 77 inch G3. I'm a huge fan. I do not regret the purchase at all. And just to let you guys know too, I broke down and I did order an S95C also in the 77 inch. And I will be getting rid of, don't kill me guys, but I'm going to be getting rid of the A95K. It's a great TV, but it's a 65 inch, and I just feel like I'm gonna go out of my last year's experience with the S95B and the A95K. I really just don't feel like it's the price hike and the tax, the Sony tax that you're paying is justifiable for the picture. So I have a feeling it's going to be the same this year too as well. So I know a lot of people are anticipating the A95L, most likely going to be passing on that TV based off of last year's experience with those two S95B and A95K just being so close in picture quality. And a lot of times the S95B actually would beat the A95K. And I get it. I understand the A95K was last year's TV of the year, and but you know there's just certain things that I just can't justify paying for the very minimal improvements on the A95K over the S95B. I just really can't do it again. It's just not something that I'm a fan of. So I'm sorry about that little rant, but yeah. So like I said, look at the green, and then look, I'm gonna bring this a lot closer so you guys can see over here. I know you guys like the close-ups. All right. So now you see, like in the leaves, like in the grains, like look at these little tiny yellow details, like those little specks that are on the leaf. Like look at that, right? You see those tiny little details? Like you see how they're actually yellow like they're supposed to be in real life? Now if you go to the G2, you see how, yeah, there's a little bit of yellow in them. You can see the detail, but you see how like it's kind of like a little bit more washed out. It's not, and don't get me wrong, the detail is great. And it looks a little bit better because it's a bigger screen. It's 6 inches bigger. So you can probably see the details better because of the size. But I mean, just look at that. It's like perfection. Like, look at that. Like, again, this is personally my just personal opinion, guys. You guys can totally say on your end, I actually do like the G2 better, and that's respectable. You know what I mean? Because they're both phenomenal TVs. You really can't go wrong. Um, so if you're looking for last year's models, you can probably catch them on sale too. So I just don't know. Oh, and by the way, guys, I don't know if you noticed, if you guys are still in the market, the S95C actually just went on sale. I know it's not much. It went down to like 43, $99 or something like that. But all right, now this is a big one here, the reds. So, guys, do I really have to say any more? I know I'm gonna guess in the camera it's gonna look on the right like it's a little bit more orange, but that's because the color vibrancy is just popping right now. In person, it does not look like that, guys. It probably looks a little bit better on the right. I'm sorry, on the left with the G2 because it looks more red. But guys, let me tell you right off the bat, it looks more red because it's a very dark picture. There's not as much brightness on there. So you kind of gotta, if basically what I'm saying is if I really wanted to, right? And I'm gonna show you something else in this picture that you're probably not noticing, but if you really wanted to make the peppers look more red than the peppers on the left, you can do that with the MLA technology. Again, this is just standard mode, all set to default. So I don't even know what the color settings are like, to be honest with you, any, but I know that they're going to be defaulted in their natural state right off the bat. So, but I know that you'll be able to tweak it if you wanted to. But look, I'm going to bring this closer. This is stuff that really people don't do or show. So like, all right, you see the reflections on the table of the peppers, right? Like you see right here on the left. Just want to show you guys. These are details that you just can't see. Like you see this area right here, like that little reflection and these little reflections out here on the outside, like out here on this side. And then if you go here, you see these little like kind of purplish little grains and reflections. Look at that. You don't get that here. Look, it's like missing. Watch. You see? See, it's kind of like it's harder to see or it's missing. You don't see it as much because it's not as bright. So it's like you're missing certain details. You know what I mean? And then look over here. Look at the bottom left screen right here. Right? You see how it's like just completely black? It's missing details. Watch. Now look at here. See that? See that whole area right here? That's what I'm talking about. So it's like the MLA will bring out more detail in these pictures is what I'm trying to say. And it's got the perfect blacks. Both got the perfect blacks. Both have a very like a nice, just like a like good picture uniformity and things like that. But again, guys, as you can see, there is more detail. Like look at them both now. Like you can see more detail in those fine little areas that otherwise you really wouldn't notice unless you had them side by side. So that's what this TV is all about. Look at that. All right, let's go to the next scene. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. Now look at this right here. I mean, one can argue that they like the left picture a little bit better because the green looks darker. But when you look at the overall picture, like look at the beautiful brightness on the right. Like look at how it just makes the insect pop. Look at the rock or wood that it's on. All the details in it just pop more on the right than they do on the left. The left is overall a darker screen too, so it's really hard to see in person. I'm sorry, in camera, the details. It's more noticeable in person. So, little things like that, I'm just noticing out of the picture. I'm gonna let it roll a little bit more, um, and I'll show you guys. So, like right here, all right. So, in this certain scenario, it might be colors too. It's going to look a little bit more orange on the right than it does on the left. But if you actually just sit there and stare, it looks more detailed. I would probably think to you guys on the left than it does on the right. But let me just tell you, on the right, it looks like it's sticking out more. Like you can go out and grab the picture. So it's just kind of hard to explain, but it looks it just looks more vivid. So that's my personal take on it. It just looks more fluid. This is another great picture right here. So like you can see, um, all right, so let me bring this closer. Now the crazy part is on the G2, actually the whites look more white, but on the right, you can see more detail. Like you see how like it's kind of darker, and then you go over here and you look at the brightness. Like look at that. So you can see more detail out of this area here than you can over here. You know what I mean? So look at that. So what do you guys think? You know what I mean? That's all I wanted to ask. And again, this is just one demo right here. Um, now, I just want to talk a little bit about what I saw the other day when gaming. I noticed that the reds on the G3 were definitely more vibrant. I noticed that the blues were definitely more vibrant too. I'm just going to let this one roll. I noticed that the gameplay itself seemed to be the same as far as like the motion goes and things like that. I really didn't notice a big difference as far as motion goes. Um, I really didn't notice how when playing the game, if one, as far as the input lag goes, was any. Oops, sorry, I had to move that ad away. I don't know if I'm allowed to. But anyways, there we go. I'm going back. I didn't notice any input lag differences or anything like that. I didn't notice if you know the game mode was any different as far as game optimizer goes. I played like maybe like 10 minutes though, so I really couldn't get in fully into it to really give you guys any detail. But I will tell you one thing. When you're playing like an RPG game, like I was playing Spider-Man Miles Morales, um, when like you would climb all the way up to a building and kind of oversee the New York City, man, I can tell you right now, you can see a lot more details when gaming in the G3 than you could in the G2. And I'll get to that. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. So, so yeah, so here, I'm gonna I want to just change some of the modes over here and show you guys something. All right, sorry, I'm gonna back it up so you can see this better. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a pro, so give me some slack here. But all right, so let's go to all settings. Let's go to picture mode or picture. I'm sorry. All right. Oop. So I'm sorry. I thought it was in. Oh, I guess it. Oh, because I'm playing off the. All right. So here I'm gonna put it in standard. Sorry, guys. And I'm gonna put it also. I do think this could very well also. Yeah, it's also on game. All right. So let me just put this in standard. So I'm sorry. We were actually in Game Optimizer, and I keep forgetting this. Even though we're watching a whatchamacallit, a demo, but we're watching it from the PS4, so it automatically puts it into Game Optimizer. But now it's in standard. So anyway, so here I'll actually go back. Let's go back and check out some of these images because I want to see it actually in standard mode. All right, so here I would just want to do the beginning here. Look at that. So yeah, in standard mode, I almost kind of don't see a big difference. I mean, the reds definitely do look more red in the G2 on the left. All right, so this looks a lot closer in standard mode, actually, right here. Um, I would definitely still say you can definitely tell the detail a lot more in standard mode on the right than you can on the left. This was the picture I really wanted to get to because this one, for some reason, tells me a lot about the TV. I do see a little bit of yellow tinting on the left. Um, I don't know if that's just because the color or it's darker or whatever, but to me, that's what it looks like. Don't mean to drag this on, guys, but let's go a little bit more. All right, so now look at this. So it's still kind of the same. The yellows are definitely more vibrant on the right than they are on the left. I don't mean to skip fast. You can still see more detail on that rock that he's in on the right for sure. This to me looks exactly the same, but look, I'm just going to stop it. It's still, guys, and then it's funny because now that it's in standard mode, remember in this picture, on the left, that kind of like white cloud of smoke on a G2 looked more white than it did on the right. Now look at them. This I actually find weird. Can anybody tell me why? Now they're both in standard mode, and then look. Now the white on the right looks more pure. So that I don't understand. But, you know, it is what it is. What are you going to do? But still, I definitely still like standard mode better on the G3 just because of the brightness and the way it pops the color in the picture out. Here, let's keep rolling here. All right, so this is kind of where we left off. But as you can see, it's definitely more green. It looks a little bit more natural on the right. Doesn't look as dark brown or kind of like that pukey brown on the left. Although I feel like there is more detail a little bit around the dirt on the left than there is on the right. It's for the G2. So remember, guys, the G2 is on the left. The G3 77-inch is on the right. I'm pretty sure you can tell by size. All right. Oops, sorry. So here we go. So this is actually interesting to see because like these, like here we go. This has multiple colors. All right. So what do you guys see on your end? Do you think that the left is more like, let's go to that red pepper on the top left. Do you think that it's more red on the left than it is on the right? Do you think which one's more saturated? What color do you like better? Um, and again, now it's officially in standard mode, so I apologize about that, guys. When I started the video, I put him in standard mode, but I didn't realize that when you turn the PS4 or I'm sorry, the PS5 on, that it automatically puts it in game optimizer mode. So I apologize about that. I'm hugely sorry about that. But I'm not about to start my video all over to do it all over again. So you're just going to have to bear with me, but check it out. Now, you're going to be able to see more details. So these are little things I want to show you guys right here. So like, it's hard to see over camera, but on the G3 for some like this MLA technology, it really does make like the picture pop out more. Like it looks more 3D. Like you can see more detail out of every little part of each like the onions, the carrot on the right just has a lot more detail on it than it does on the left. Um, just everything. It looks a little bit more washed out. It's crazy because it's even like you would think because this TV is a little bit darker on the left, the G2, that it'll show more detail. But the MLA technology, regardless, in my personal opinion, in person, shows more detail no matter what, even when it's brighter and people say it should be washed out. So, you know, again, I think every scene is going to be different, you know what I mean, depending on what you watch and stuff. But I just want to let you guys know what I see in person. So, you know, that way, you know, I don't want to make this, I was trying to make this a shorter video. Um, but look at that, guys. They're so close in image right at this point. You can't even tell sometimes. Um, but all right, here, this is a perfect example. So like reds are definitely more red on the right. The left, it might look more saturated on camera. I don't know why. It could be an exposure thing, but the red just has more detail also on the right. So like when you look at the berries, like you can actually see the little, like look at the little details. Like you see that? You see how it breaks it all down more clear? Then when you go to the right, you know it's just harder to see. Look, it's not as pronounced. You see that? So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. And then obviously the whites are way more pure than they are on the G2 on the left. So I think that's one of the big things about the MLA technology too. Is just the way it brings the whites out. It's just like so pure. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's such a wonderful thing. Um, but yeah, so that's the video, guys. Again, this is just a demo. Um, You know, I will put it in different modes. Again, I was going to do it on this video, but I didn't now. I think it's just a little too long and I don't want to bore you guys. But I want to thank you guys for all your support, by the way. Um, and guys, please, I can only ask, and I don't want to, you know, keep bothering you guys about it, but whoever is watching this video, guys, if you can just please subscribe to my channel. Please, my goal is at least within a week or at least a week and a half to hit 700 subscribers. I would really appreciate if you guys can help me reach that goal. It would mean the world to me. It means more than anything. And, you know, please let me know in the comments what you guys think about this video, what you saw in the demo personally. It really, there's all different types of demos that I can do. And, you know, we're going to get into it. I'm also going to be doing, before I get rid of the TV, some side by side with the 77-inch G3 and the 65-inch A95K. So I will be doing some of those, and I really want to do it in gaming so I can see it for myself. And obviously, when the S95C comes in, you know, we're going to be rocking and rolling with that. But anyways, guys, so I just want to let you guys know with all my heart that I truly appreciate it. You guys are seriously the best. All the really nice comments that everyone's leaving me, all the nice suggestions and recommendations and things like that. And you guys are awesome. I really appreciate it because you guys help me in a lot of ways too, and you guys also help me. You're very knowledgeable. You can help me with a lot of the product knowledge on these TVs and certain settings when we get deeper into it. So I just want to thank you guys. I can't really thank you enough, but hope to see you on the next one, guys. Thank you for all the comments, and you know I get to them as best as I can. And I like what I hear from you guys, and I like hearing from you guys consistently. It really means a lot to me. I feel like I've actually made personal friends with some of you guys on these because we've talked so much in the comments and replies and had full-blown conversations, which is awesome. And, you know, I don't forget that stuff. So thank you so much. And hope to see you on the next one. And please, again, guys, if you can help me reach that 700, I would truly, truly appreciate it. It means a lot to me, guys. So thank you, and see you on the next one.